Welcome everyone, I am NABILA IBRAHIM from University Malaya. For this conference, I am going to present our research on exploring the collaboration between Malaysia and South Korea in human capital development under LUIS policy. The co-authors are Associate Professor Dr. Kim HYUN from University Malaya, Associate Professor YOAN from Universiti KEBANGSAAN Malaysia, and Associate Professor Dr. JARIAH from University Malaya. I hope you stay tuned and enjoy my presentation. Outlines of presentations are background of the study, problem statement, research questions and research objectives, research methodology, findings of preliminary interview, and conclusion. Background of the study. Establishment of LUIS policy. It was implemented in the year of 1982-2013. Also known as a brainchild of Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, it is a paradigm shift to enhance country management and development performance and develop a group of Malaysians with positive values and work ethic for Malaysian development. Due to the faster recovery, the policy seeks South Korea and Japan's working culture as a role model to Malaysia, which at the same time to reduce the dependency from West by increased economic collaborations with East Asian countries through trades, investments, and human capital developments. Among the strategies under LUIS policy were dispatching students to both Korea and Japan and increased academic collaborations with both countries. Second Wave LUIS Policy LEP 2.0, the continuity. It is implemented in 2013 and still ongoing until today by Datuk Sri Muhammad Najib Tun Razak. The focuses of this policy are to improve economic cooperations with Korea and Japan by developing more targeted programs with specific outcomes to become high-income nations. The areas of collaboration are expanding to green technology, ICT and others. The LUIS Policy 2.0 was later revived by Tun Dr. Mahathir, who seeks to develop Malaysia as a manufacturing country through collaboration in technology and emphasize on quality production. Malaysia-South Korea collaborations under LUIS Policy and LUIS Policy 2.0. The areas of cooperation under LUIS Policy were concentrated on economic and human capital development through training and executive programs and others. Under LUIS Policy, government has sent a total of 1,500 officials and training and students for trainings and educations. However, the areas are expanded in LUIS Policy 2.0 in the areas such as information and technology, smart manufacturing, health and medical fields and others. And until today, the number keep increasing. For more than 4,000 students and officials were sent to Korea to further their study and training. Problem statement. The first gap is the LUIS Policy on Human Capital Development Program is overlooked. This can be seen that previous study mostly focused on LUIS Policy program in Japan. There is also no specific database that make the participant hard to be traced. In fact, the outputs are not centralized and making it hard to measure the effectiveness of the policy. Gap 2 is the Malaysia-South Korea relationship is underestimated. It can be seen how important South Korea is our partner. They are our top 2 trading partners. Offers wide areas of collaboration and most importantly, Malaysia needs them to drive for industrial revolution. However, the focus of LUIS policy is mainly Japan. Thus, we need to give the same attention to South Korea as Japan. Human capital development theory is underpinned in this study. This theory explains how investment in education help for national developments and dispatching students and officials to both countries could help boost the economy of Malaysia in return. Research questions and research objectives. The first research question is, what are the outcomes of LUIS Policy Human Capital Development Program? The second one is, what are the outcomes of collaboration that should be developed for Malaysia and South Korea relationship under LUIS Policy 2.0? The objectives are to determine to what extent LUIS Policy has benefited the LUIS Policy participant from South Korea. And the second one is to identify the optimal strategy for Malaysia and South Korea under the LUIS Policy 2.0. Research methodology. This is a preliminary study by using a qualitative method. Focus group interviews with 7 LUIS policy participants from South Korea have been done by a few sessions to gain the knowledge and understanding on the implementation of LUIS policy for Human Capital Development Program as well as the outcome among the individual itself. So for the data analysis, the thematic analysis will be used to analyze all the response from the LUIS policy participant from South Korea. Findings of the preliminary study. Profile of respondent. The respondent consists of 5 males and 2 females. All of them are resided in Malaysia except one person. They are hired in both sector and private sector in the position of managerial as well as top management. The monthly income is started from 3,500 ringgit. Year went to Korea started from 2001 until 2007, and all of them have stayed in Korea for more than 5 years. The respondents are graduated from University of Ulsan, HYUN University, Korea University, and Yonsei University in the majors such as Mechanical Engineering, Mechanical and Automotive Engineering, Chemical Engineering, and others. Most of the respondents have working experience in both Malaysia and Korea, and only 2 of them are AGICO members. Team Analysis. Team 1. Cross-cultural adaptation. Cross-cultural adaptation affects the student, the respondent, from the perspective of effective adaptation, in which the respondent had difficulty in early adaptation, such as language, culture, foods, and so on. Behavioral adaptation demonstrated that they were supported by their friends. Cognitive adaptation shows how they have high attachment with Korea and they are able to recognize the value differences. Team 2, Cultural Emulation and Perception. Performance orientation explains the punctuality, hardworking, and persistency of Koreans. Human orientation shows how Koreans are affectionate, loving, and protective society. Future orientation can be seen through fast-paced development, innovation-oriented, and good time management in working among Koreans. Power distance shows the level of hierarchical differences in Malaysia and Korea. High power distance might delay the process in organization to achieve the goals. Uncertainty avoidance explains how Koreans are always fully prepared, changeable, and adaptable for any the needs of situations. Assertiveness demonstrates how Koreans are never giving up, always seeks for knowledge to development of technology, and always make sure to achieve the standard. Team 3, Korean Culture Influences and Practices. This theme indicating that the Korean culture affecting participant daily life and workplace. It can be seen how the Korean culture is embedded in life of the participant. They maintain good values such as appreciate the relationship between younger and older and younger one. Meanwhile, in the workplace, the respondent attend the customer need in Korea way, which is fast services, and they also practice systematic management, and most importantly is to inspire others to work like Korea. Team 4, Outcomes of Training and Courses Program in South Korea. This team show how the respondent have high intention to visit Korea, maintain relationship with friends, professors, and others through attachment and networking. From the program, the respondent were able to develop with various skills and makes them to have better job opportunity for career development. Team 5, Alumni Networking and Development. It can be seen that both AGICO membership and Public Service Department help both the participant and prospective participant in many ways, such as job opportunity, networking, knowledge gathering, and others. Team 6, Suggestions for Louis Policy 2.0 and Malaysian Development. Overall, respondents have suggested for Louis Policy 2.0 should be continued in more other areas such as RI 4.0. To emulate Korean good value, it must start during early education, and the government should prepare the platform to bring back the knowledge to the society. As a conclusion, the Louis Policy is significant policy for human capital development, a part of emulate Korean good value. The respondents also gain many benefits such as individual and career development. The government or policymakers should identify critical areas, and so do the future research need to further investigate cultural emulation to have better information of this objective. These are the selected biographies for this study. Bill Gates once said, "In the long run, your human capital is your main base of competition." With that note, I end my presentation. Thank you.